pride of their manner, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters, who are ready now to perform. So the gloves are off, Jim.
Well, it's certainly going to be huge, Peter. The demands, both physical and mental, on these players out there will be massive, and there's going to be a big responsibility on both captains to keep the players in check. We need talkers to ensure that everyone plays the game, and not this occasion.
If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Messi. That's a good run down the left. Well, it's fair to presume, I suppose, that Lionel Messi will, as almost always, Jim, be carrying a huge burden of expectation here.
Yeah, but it won't bother him at all, Peter. He just delivers.
Balogun! Goal! Monaco! And Monaco take the lead. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Monaco are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Monaco have fired themselves in front.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Gives it back. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Gives it back. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Casado is sporting a guilty look after that.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
That's the keeper's ball.
Paris Saint-Germain are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Looking for the run. Akanji gets over and intercepts. Van Dijk. And it's Messi. And it's Casado. And Caicedo. Van Dijk. And it's Casado. And here's Messi. Mbappe receives it in a good position here.
Paris Saint-Germain certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
And he's forced to go back. Caicedo. Casado. And Caicedo. Van Dijk. And Akanji. Caicedo.
There will be 1 minute
Now it's Akleuch. That's the end of the first 45. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. Paris Saint-Germain go in at half-time with a game to chase.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. Back on the way then.
Paris Saint-Germain can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Looking to play him in. There's the shot! It's in! It had to come! It just had to come! He had to have his say! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
Paris Saint-Germain restore parity.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Out of play for a goal kick. Caicedo. More and more pressure on the ball here. Ansu Fati. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Monaco clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And the ball is out of play. Camavinga. Caicedo being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, he's had so much room to operate in. He's been running the show, but maybe the curtain's about to come down on him.
This is a promising build-up. And it's Van Dijk. Goes back. Zakaria. And here's the chance to counter. And that could set him on his way. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Messi. Casado. That's a sharp pass. That's going wide left. Now Van Dijk. Camavinga. And reclaimed it in a trice. Shot. Tries a shot! And that's a real chance missed.
Mbappe fully appreciates that he could have won it then, and now he'll be all the keener not to lose it.
Substitution for Monaco, number 31.
Monaco
Ansu Fati.
are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now.
Number 10.
This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
This looks promising. Drives it in.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Number 4. Coming on to replace him is number 27.
Akanji. And it's Camavinga. He's found a way through. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, that could be pivotal! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
And that will be the final act. So it's a quick trip back to the drawing board, and looking at the manager's